Um, our first test is a week from today, so that's something to look forward to. You know, the format will be similar to the quizzes, I suppose. I will print it out and hand it out, but you can do it on paper. But I want you to still submit it with the grade scope because I don't want to take any papers from you. Any questions at this point? Vague questions about the test? It covers everything we're doing up through today. We'll do some new stuff on Tuesday, which will not be on the test, and on Wednesday we'll maybe do some sort of review type action. Okay. All right, great. Let's get down to it then. So regular expressions is what we were talking about last time. We're going to do some real-world regular expressions too. I brought my computer. Well, I always bring my computer, but we're going to do some real ones, time permitting. Remember, regular expressions are things that look sort of like, here's an example, AB plus A. This is a regular expression. And we say that this regular expression matches certain strings, and certain strings it does not match. This is the terminology we use with regular expressions, but really it's the same idea behind a DFA, which either accepts or rejects a string. With regular expressions, we say match for some reason. Anyway, this matches AB or A. So the plus sign means or in a regular expression. Whenever you see a bunch of things with pluses in between them, the plus should be interpreted as or. Another way of saying this is if I consider the language of R1 plus R2, where R1 and R2 are two different regular expressions, this is equal to the language of R1, union, the language of R2. That union is the fancy way of saying or. So things which are matched by R1 plus R2 means anything matched by R1, together with, additionally, anything matched by R2. So the plus means or. All right, what about the star? The star was the other major operation, and the star is where things can really get interesting. The plus, there's not much you can do using just the plus. But the star gets you lots more stuff. So the star, it matches the preceding expression 0 or more times. All right, this is the meaning of the star. It matches the preceding. Oh no, I just turned the iPad off. Sorry about that. It's fine, everything's fine. Matches the preceding expression 0 or more times. All right, so for example, A star, this would match Is everything all right in the... I hear some people talking. I don't know if you're talking to me. Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you talk louder?
The notes are blurry.
Oh, the notes are blurry. I don't know if I don't think there's anything I can do about that, unfortunately. Maybe on your end. I don't know. Yeah, I will post the video of this as always. So, yeah, sorry if it's hard. I see people chatting here. I didn't notice the chatters. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going to have to continue. If it's totally lost cause for you guys, you can, I suppose, you don't have to sit around. But, yeah, sorry about that. All right. We can see all right in here, right? There's a little lag. I think it's because I want to do something with my computer later on. I have it set up slightly differently, and maybe I'm overloading the stream or something. Okay, so what does A star match? It matches things like A or AA or AAA, etc., right? And even it also matches the empty string, right? This is what I mean by when I said 0 or more times. So actually the language of A star is this, A to the N, where N is a natural number, right? The star it kind of means repetition, although I don't like to use that word. You'll see why in a moment. It's not necessarily repetitions, but that's one way that you could think about this. You are just repeating the A over and over again. Okay. Here's why the word, precisely the word repetition, is not always great to describe this. But if you do A plus B star in parentheses, what this means is it will match anything that looks like this 0 or more times. So this matches anything like A to the n or anything like B to the n. But it also matches things like A, B, A. Because the star here, you imagine it just says you can do anything like this over and over again. So the first time through the star you can do the A. The next time you could do the B. The next time you could do the A. All right? Or the empty string, etc. In fact, this matches any string using A's and B's. Anything in, A comma B star. And in fact, that's why we use the star. From day one in this class, we've been using the star to indicate something like any strings which are made up of the things in this set. And that meaning of the star is more or less the same as the meaning of the star in a regular expression. All right? You can think of it as like repetitions, even though you're not necessarily repeating the same thing over and over again. It's just repeating things from whatever's inside the parentheses or whatever comes directly before the star. All right? How about... So somebody want to say, what's the difference between this versus this? Or maybe they are the same, if there's some kind of distributive property for the star. Actually, they are not the same. Can anybody say the difference? Yeah.
The second one is either going to be A's or B.
Yeah, right. The one on the left, as we just said, this matches anything, any string involving A's and B's, right? But this one is only A to the n or B to the n, but no mixtures, right? Because this one on the right-hand side, the plus still means or, but this says any repetitions of A or any repetitions of B, but it doesn't allow mixing them. All right? So these two things are different. You can't just... There are some sort of algebraic rules that the regular expressions have. We're not really going to get into it, but you cannot just distribute the star like that. Alrighty? So in general, when you have a regular expression and you put a star on it, generally, and this is what I said a moment ago, if you put a star inside a regular expression, as a set, the effect of that is the same as doing the star, like the same old star that we've always used in the past, which means you take all possible strings which are made up of things from the original set. All right? So this star operation has the same meaning as the star from set theory, which I called, and I remember it had a funny name. I said on the first day of class, and I've never said it since then. The star is called the Kleene closure of the set. It has the same meaning as the star in regular expressions. All right? And then one last operation, which is so simple that you don't even notice it, but another operation, so I'll say this is the last operation for regular expressions, is concatenation. This means you just write two things next to each other. So, for example, if I have something like B A star B, this matches. Concatenation is what you see. You don't write it with any operation, but it's kind of like this sort of multiplication or whatever. It just means when you write two things next to each other. That's called concatenation. And what does this match? It matches what you think it would. So it matches anything like B to the n, B, not B to the n, B, A to the n, B, right? It has to match the B first, followed by A star, which means any power of A, and then followed by B at the end. All right. So the concatenation is it does exactly what you want it to do. All right. Actually, we could express the set on the quiz as a regular expression, right? So let me just say regular expression gives a new way to write sets. For example, the set on the quiz was what was it? A, B, X, A or B? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'll put it A. How could we write this as a regular expression? This set is, well, it's the language of this regular expression. A, B, A plus B star A. Right? This is a regular expression which begins with A, followed by B, followed by anything, right? That's what A plus B star means, any string made up of A's and B's, and then followed by A at the end. So this is a regular expression for the same set up there, all right? So regular expressions it's sort of like a new kind of system for describing elements of sets, all right? And it's super powerful. You can describe lots of different sets. And it's regular expressions are quite useful in real-world programming, where, of course, in the real world, you use, like, not just A's and B's, but lots of other letters. So can we say something like, here's some silly examples. What is that language? Oh, yeah, sure. You aren't going to answer my silly question? This is a set, of course. I would like to know the set and then write down what kinds of strings are matched by that expression. Can you tell me one string which would be matched by that? Yeah, yeah, Mark? Anything else? Mork, yeah, and that's it. In this case, there are only two strings in the regular expression: Mark and Mork. Great. What if instead I did? I forget. How about here's another silly example. How about H plus B, U B B A? What strings are in that language? Yeah. Hubba and Bubba, yeah. This was a brand of gum. Does Hubba Bubba still exist? Yeah, good. I remember Hubba Bubba from my childhood. Yeah, so these are sort of silly regular expressions, but that's how it works. Actually, your computer has a built-in regular expressions program, and that's what I wanted to play around with a little bit. So your computer has something called grep, which stands for General Regular Expression Print. If you have a Mac, it's built into the terminal. If you have a Windows, I'm pretty sure it's also built into the Windows terminal, although I'm not sure how to use it. And it's in every kind of Linux system would have a grep built in. So what grep does is so actually what I'm going to use is called egrep, which stands for extended. This has some extra features which I am not going to use, but extended general regular expression print. grep is a fancy program that folks use all the time. And I have my terminal here. I hope it's visible. There it is. Get rid of this. What grep does is it takes a regular expression and a file, and this works on like an ordinary text file. I'm writing under the terminal, sorry. It takes a regular expression and a file. Come on. And what it does is it prints every line which has a string matching the regular expression. So you use this to search a big file for certain strings. And what I have on my computer here is just a giant file of English words. I have a file of 100,000 English words that's called words. I think it's called words in, yeah, words in.txt. This is 100,000 English words. Cat is a terminal program that just prints out the contents of a text file. So when I hit this, you're going to see many words. I just hit it. I can see it on my screen. Oh, there they go. Okay, so the last one is Zizibuzz. Can you see that all the way down there? And there's many words in this file. Sorry, there's a huge lag here. Anyway, I can use grep to search through this file and show me only words which match my regular expression that I type in. That's the idea. So how about, I'm going to do egrep of ABB, or how about, let's just do AA. So I hope you can see what I'm typing down there. I don't know why it's so slow. There it is. So I am doing egrep of AA. What it's going to do is print out every line in the file which has a substring that matches this pattern, or this regular expression AA. Can anybody guess a word, something that might appear here? Yeah. Aardvark, yeah, that would be my first guess. It's going to print out every word which has A followed by A in it, and one such word is aardvark. So there they are. You got, aardvark is like close to the top here. There's some words in here which are a little debatable if they should count as real words or not. But so the first one there you can see is A-A-H. Odd, eyeing, but anyway, you get aardvark eventually. And then there's other ones, right? Salam, that's a good one. Okay, so this is how it works, right? How about, let's try egrep of ABB. This would be any words which have ABB in them. Come on, man. This is less fun when it's so slow. There's a lot there. I don't know if you could guess any words which have ABB in them. You can see the last one is yabbers, whatever that is. But I like unabbreviated is in there, which is a pretty good one. All right. This is how grep works. How about, let's do one that's a little more interesting. TO, can you see this? So my expression that I'm using here is TO star TH. I just wrote that. There it is. Can anyone guess a word that might come up from this? Tooth. Yeah, tooth should match this because that repeats the O twice. Any others? Anyone think of another? Tooth is a good one. You should also expect something like toothpaste or other things which have the word tooth in them. There's some others though. So I would like to look at, come on, there they are. Okay, so you can see tooth, many words which have tooth in them. The third to last one there is T-O-T-H-E-R. Tother? I don't know what that is, but that has only one O, right? Because in T-O star T-H, you could take the O only once. And then it also has watt hour. W-A-T-T-H-O-U-R. Can anyone explain why is that one in there? If I'm watt hour. how does that match with TO star TH? Yeah.
Because it's possible to have no O.
Yeah, that takes 0 repetitions of the O. Remember, the star will allow for 0 or more repetitions of the previous thing. Yeah, excellent. So, watt hour takes 0 of the O's in there. All right. I thought I'd just do one more. I didn't use the plus. Actually, when you use grep in a typical computer implementation of grep, does not use the plus. The plus is used for something else. Instead, where we use plus in this class, they use the vertical bar, which you can see right there. So this is, I'm grepping for LB, and then in parentheses, A, pipe E, followed by R. All right, let's see what we get. Can you think of any words like that? I don't know. Not very many of them. And I don't really know if these are real words. I guess halberd is a word that I'm familiar with. It's like a giant spear or something. But I also see bulbar. I don't know what that is. Is that a Pokemon? There's a Pokemon that has a name like that, isn't there? I don't know. Bulbar? It's right. Yeah. Right after Bilberry. I don't know what that is either. All right, great. This is my silly little explanation or demonstration of the grep. The grep is people who use Linux a lot use grep all the time, and it's super useful in certain. If you care about finding strings in big files, grep is the way to go. All right. Any questions about that? Regular expressions. Get the job done. Yeah, that would count. So if I wanted to do, yeah, like if I was, this is a more typical usage of grep actually, because usually you don't have to be too fancy about it. But if I just want to see, say, any words which include love, there they are. I can see them. I just did egrep, and then in parentheses, or in quotes, love, and you get everything which included those. And so one of these is going to be just love, but you always get true love. That's a word, I guess. Unloved. Am I right? Okay, let's try. We got a few minutes left here. I'm done with the computer. I don't know if that was worth all the lagginess. It's all right. This isn't Xbox. I would like for you all to try to create some regular expressions which generate particular languages. So, most of these have been, I say the regular expression and you say what things match the regular expression, but of course you can go the other way. So, can you make a regular expression for these sets? How about this one is, I think, an easy one based on what we've done so far. A to the n, BA, where n is any natural number. How would you write this as a regular expression? Anyone want to shout it out? Yeah. A star BA, yeah. So to be technical about it, you could write it this way. That set is equal to the language generated by A star BA, right? This means any number of A's, first of all, followed by a B, followed by an A. Great. Sometimes you can just kind of look at the set theory description and more or less translate it symbol by symbol, although that's usually not going to work out. How about this? XABA, such that X equals A or X equals B. So here I use the X over there, but I don't mean that X can be anything. Just X is either A or B. How would I write that?
A plus B, ABA.
Great. A plus B in parentheses. ABA. Right. Excellent. You need those parentheses there. Otherwise, well, it's kind of ambiguous if you leave the parentheses out. Actually, it's not ambiguous. The parentheses, if you left them out, would be interpreted as if I leave the parentheses out, it looks like that. And now this means either A or BABA, which is different from what I wanted down there. These are not the same. Okay, how about, I got a few more here. Here's a somewhat tricky one. Similar to the first one there, A to the N, BA, such that N is greater than or equal to 1. Here, you got to do a little trick here. I want it to match, but there has to be at least one A. So, I mean, this is your natural inclination would be to just say A star BA, but the star, remember, allows for 0 matches, which we want to somehow not allow for 0 then. Yeah.
A star.
Yeah, this is a great idea. So this is kind of tricks that you will learn how to think about. I should have put the L in there. A star BA. So you put that first A there just to be sure that there is at least one A, and then you can do any more A's that you want with the A star. Yeah. No, this is the same as A star ABA. Yep. So this would mean do any number of A's followed by at least one A and then BA. Yep, these are the same. Great. How about this one's slightly trickier. A to the N, BA again, but this time N is less than 3. This one's a little tricky. Yeah.
Could you do like A plus AA?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like this. So he said A plus AA. So the idea is if N is less than 3, then really there's only a few choices. It could be, actually, it could be the empty string, if N was 0, or it could be just A, or it could be AA. And those are the only options. So we might as well, and in fact, you have to just list out those options. So this is actually the best way to write this as a regular expression. This is an example of a situation where the regular expression looks a little more complicated than writing it just as a set. It happens sometimes. All right, any questions about that? And of course, you could write this, if you want, you could say epsilon plus A squared. I didn't say what exponents in a regular expression, they mean what exponents always mean in strings. Yeah, great. How about, we got a few more minutes. How about any x in A, B star such that x ends with B? So these, you have to kind of train your mind to think about these things and write them as regular expressions. You want to try? Yeah, I like that. A plus B star. So this means any string involving A's and B's. And then he said put a B, an extra B on the end. So that means anything followed by a B. Great. How about, I got a few of increasing complexity here. X and AB star such that X contains BA somewhere. Somewhere inside X is the string B followed by A. Can we write that as a regular expression? What do you think?
A plus B star, A plus B star.
Say that again. A plus B star.
And then A or BA.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to do alternatively with A plus B star
Yeah, that's great. Yep. So what you see here is, this thing over here means do whatever you like at the beginning, and then somewhere in the middle you got to do BA, and then you can do whatever you like at the end. Yeah, that's excellent. All right. How about, we got one more minute, let's just do one more. How about another x in AB star such that x contains exactly 3 A's. 3 A's and no more than 3 A's. Any ideas? You can think of it kind of like the previous one, where the previous one I said it has BA in the middle and then just some junk elsewhere.
B star, and then AAA, and then B star.
Okay, I like this. This is close. I'm going to modify this a little bit. This contains 3 A's, but actually this requires the A's to all be next to each other, which is not what I meant, although that's good also. This is 3 consecutive A's. How can we change this to make it 3 A's, but maybe not all next to each other? Yeah, put a B star in between each of those A's. So it's going to be B star A, B star A, B star A. All right, a little tricky, but that'll do it. It definitely has 3 A's, and it might have some other B's in anywhere distributed in there. All right, excellent. I think that'll do. Hope you all have a good weekend. We will have homework as usual. See you next time. Yes.
You also do this if you lead it with an A. Is that
If you lead it with an A, then this will require that the string begins with A, also which you don't necessarily want. Like for instance, BAAA would not match this. It should be part of this.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi. For the second question in the quiz,
Yes.
why is it not like that?
It may be. So you drew you drew more states than I did, right?
Yeah, I just multiplied. those
Yeah, you
two
made
states
all
together.
possible pairs. Yeah, I think this is still right. So the reason I didn't write all of these is, for instance, this one is not possible to get there from the starting state. And so if you left this out of the diagram, it's the same. It doesn't affect anything. And similarly, this one,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. But I think otherwise, I think it looks the same as what I did.
So on a quiz or test, would I get points off for that?
No,
or not?
although you would have wasted some time maybe
Okay.
because you ended up thinking more.
Okay.
That's still totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some examples. If I, for instance, on a test, if I gave you one where the 2 original GFAs were both big, then if you actually tried to write out the full diagram, it'd be way too big. So if you see that, you should think probably I'm supposed to only draw the ones that are
So you
reachable.
just start
Start from the starting state and only do the ones that you can actually get to.
from. Okay. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if they're already on your website, but did you post the quizzes and quiz solutions?
No, I haven't been writing up the quiz solutions.
Okay. Would you be able
Yeah.
to just post the quizzes then?
Just the original questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Like,
just have a question.
Yeah.
I have to go to Maryland next week for a series of interviews,
okay.
and I don't know how easily I'll be able to get back before
Uh-huh.
Friday. Can I
Okay.
take the test online? Is
Yeah,
that
that's
okay?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You won't be like driving or something?
No,
like at
no.
that time you'll be-
I should be home by Thursday, but then I have to get a COVID test before I can come
Yeah,
back
yeah,
here.
right. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah,
okay.
just come to the Zoom as usual.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks for letting me know.
so much.